and I always appreciate their presence. You know them already. You say that they sound alike, but I beg to differ. However, please welcome with me the duo of Irabor Okosun and Oris. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi,
Morning,
Sean. Good morning, Lagos. Or, well, wherever you're listening to us from.
Sean, I dare you to say surname.
No, we've passed that there.
Irabor
Even
wants to begin
Oris would
Irabor
not
wants to begin
encourage me
violence.
to say it. Oris would not
No.
encourage me to say Irabor's or Oris's surname.
She said Irabor Okosun. So she, first name and last name. So I mean, keep it in the uniform.
Okay. Oris, do you want me to attempt murdering your surname, or we just leave it be?
I was fine before we got on the show, so I would like to still be fine.
Exactly. That's it. Every other person in support say nay. Yeah, we're twisting it. How have you been? I think there's a little bit of disturbances or interference from your end, Irabor.
Okay. Sure, it's from.
I think so.
Yeah. When you were okay, yeah, when you was muted, there was no the sound that stopped. So I guess it is from him actually.
What of now?
It's there.
It's there. You know what? Let's attempt to fix that, and then we come back. We get to the watch list of the gentlemen as well as their recommendations. The first recommendation for the show. Welcome to Filmmakers again. What's up? Are you plugged into an earpiece or something? Speaker.
Yes. What's the sound?
So it's sounding as if you are beating against it, as well as maybe some rushing waters in the background. I can't place it.
Let me switch to earpiece and see what's up.
Yeah, it's just an electronic sound actually.
The quest for reliable and sustainable
What's up now?
Urgent now more than ever.
Is it there now?
Calendars. The 11th
I think it's better.
Okay. All right.
Is happening this October from October 15th to 17th at Landmark Center in Lagos. Join an elite gathering of industry leaders, innovators, and experts. This is your chance to witness, influence, and help shape the future of energy in Nigeria and across West Africa. Be part of the movement to address our energy crisis head on and deliver lasting solutions that will light the path to a brighter, more sustainable future for our region. Be a part of the solution. Register now at www.nigeriaenergy.com for an opportunity to join the conversation and be a catalyst for change in the Nigerian energy sector. Head over to www.nigeriaenergy.com and register for free in less than a minute.
Hey there! Yes, you just won 5,000 naira cash. And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month showman subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you. You behind, of course, you're not left out. Plus 1,000 naira airtime and 2,000 naira Uber discount sound. All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack. Open it, look for a 6-digit code on its wrapper, text the code to 8011 and fill the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, we are good. Who am I? A critic.
All good.
Who am I? A filmmaker, a critic, a writer. Simply call me Oris, and you're tuned to Smooth 98.1 for everything smooth. Stay smooth.
Yes. We are simply calling him Oris without the surname this morning. You're welcome. And
I do. Such a great time.
I know. Okay, so let's get right to the party. What have you been watching, Oris?
As always, I'm watching what you cannot watch. Yes, sorry, roll your eyes. So yeah, I've seen something from, I don't know if anybody watched what was this show from back in the day? Everybody Loves Raymond. And then their friends, which everybody saw.
Very solid.
Yeah, so there is a show coming on the red app with Ray Romano, who was the lead character in Everybody Loves Raymond back in the day, and Lisa Kudrow, called No Good Deed. I like it. It ended terribly, but I like it. And it's supposed obviously, if it works out, I'm sure there will be a second season. So yeah, I saw that. I'm also seeing Penguin, which is on the Orange app. I don't know if anybody knows the Orange app. Okay, you do. Okay, cool. So yes, anyway, so I'm also seeing Penguin. It's a little dark. I don't know, but I guess that's the Batman thing, right? Very dark cinematography. What else have I seen from Africa? Okay, yes, I was trying to toast somebody to send me to send me a documentary about I don't know if you've heard about it. There's a documentary on the hotel scene in Lagos coming soon. Well, not coming. It's actually, coming soon. But it's been made already, and it's supposed to show at the London. What's that thing called? Film Africa, which is like a festival for Africa in the UK. It's by Abba Makama, who did the Lost Okoroshi, which is on the Red app, I think. So yeah, so there is that. But of course, they are not agreeing to give it to me yet. So hopefully that changes. I'm trying to think of something I've seen that everybody else has seen. I don't think I saw any such thing over the past week. So I'm sorry to break everybody's hearts, but that's just it.
So, from these things that you have seen, which of it can the common man say, if you understand what I mean? And would you recommend any of them?
Yeah, I would recommend, like I said, the common man can see no good deed. It's just not now. Just wait for a few weeks. I think end of this month. It's supposed to be out on the Red app. So there is that. And of course, I think the Alters one I think most people should want to see that. I did documentary. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm assuming that it's good because I like the filmmaker, Abba Makama. He's actually quite I like him. He has a quirky style that I like. So and that's he was telling me actually himself that it's supposed to be showing at the what's that thing called? The French Center, Alliance Francaise, somewhere on the island, sometime next month. So there is that as well. So anything they can see now as we speak, I don't have any such thing. Sorry.
I see. Irabor, would you care to rescue us?
Oh yeah. I've been seeing The Resident. At the point I was watching it, then you know how all these series do now. You're enjoying it, then you can't find it again, or it's on break or something. So it's on the Red Pill or the Red app. I'm happy that Oris didn't even stumble. He has given everything color now: red, orange, blue. So I'm going to follow suit. So The Resident, I'm currently on season 4. Then this movie that I actually recommended, I needed to watch it again to be sure why I recommended it, because I remember.
You're gone.
Irabor disappeared once again.
Yep, Irabor, if you can hear us, we cannot hear you. You're gone.
Oh wait,
gone
I remember there's
what?
something on the Red app, yes, that people can see that I haven't finished it, so I can't recommend it with all of my chest. But it's called It's What's Inside. It's a horror picture on the Red app. Just came out, I think,
Oh,
maybe a few days
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
I was saying that
Uh,
when I was checking the list, I saw that, and I
yeah.
thought,
I recall it showed up at Sundance early this year, and I missed it at the time it showed at Sundance. But it had really good reviews, so hopefully it's worth anybody's time. If you like horror, that is.
okay, well, till we wait for Irabor to get back to us, let's quickly go over to the Red and the Blue app and let's see what people have been watching. Now, in Nigeria, top 10 movies as at today. Again, it's important for us to point out that these are not necessarily recommendations, and it does not speak about the quality of the film. It's just based on what people are streaming, which sometimes can be an indication of curiosity, peer pressure sometimes, and any other factor that you can add to it. So, top 10 on the Red app. Number 1 is Something Out of India, and it's Saripoda Sanivara. It's about an insurance agent who fights crime. I mentioned it last week. Who fights crime? Okay, no, this was not the one. He fights crime on Saturdays, and then he somehow meets a corrupt cop and, savior, vigilante, and so on. Then the one Oris just mentioned is number 9, and that is horror-ish. That is, It's What Inside. It's number 9 on the Red app. Now, Nigerians are still watching Hitman. Agent 47 is number 8, while number 7 is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Number 6 is an interesting one. I don't know if I will check it later on, but it's got an interesting storyline. It's messy, literally. It's about a cruel vertical facility where food runs low for the bottom levels and they need to fight for survival. So that's number 6. Now, number 5 is the greatest of all time. In what context? You might need to find out. After 3 hours and a minute. That's a lot. And of course, you can already guess it's out of India. Number 4 is the platform part 2. And number 3, Lisa B has dropped to number 3 on the Red app. Number 2 is about aliens from 2018. That's The Predator. While number 1 is Trouble. If you move over to the, was that you, Irabor or Oris? Okay, all right then. So on the Blue app, number 10 is The Crossfire, while number 9 is The Legend of Vox Machina. Number 8 is Killer Heat. Number 7 is Muri and Co. Number 6 is The Rings of Power. Number 5 is Atunwe. Number 4 is Hounds of War, while number 3 is Citadel Diana. Number 2, this is a new one. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out later. I am seeing Miss DSF as well as Chidi Mokeme, although this is series. And Life and Death is the title, while number 1 is Lakatabu. Interesting. I think more people check that out and so shot it back up to number 1. So Irabor, are you with us? What have you been watching?
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, I don't know network. So, I'm a basketball fan, so I'm watching Starting 5. Very interesting because it's basketball. LeBron and some other players, they did the behind-the-scenes coverage as well as live coverage of different things for the previous season. So that's what I'm watching. I'm also watching The Chosen, which is not bad.
What Chosen?
The church?
That's why I said, what Chosen?
The Chosen. Yeah, The Chosen.
Wait,
The Chosen,
I'm confused.
Series on the red pill. It's called.
Oh,
Do
okay.
they have I am a chosen? Who are you?
No. This one is The Chosen. They don't have I Am a Chosen inside this one. It's
Is
The
it
Chosen.
Nigerian?
No, it's not Nigerian. No. 8 episodes. It's on the red pill. It's by I'm guessing they are Lebanese. I don't know. One of their names is Elizabeth Tabish, Shaha Isaac. So those people share. It's not bad. It's Instagram that made me go and check it out. Then which other one again am I watching? I've mentioned The Wait, right? And The Resident. I'm also watching Yellowstone and The Single Moms Club. The Single Moms Club is Perry. Yeah. You can expect what I'm thinking. Yes, most definitely.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know what you have been watching and which of them would you recommend aside the one, which one did you say it again? Say again.
I'll recommend The Wait. Yeah, you should watch The Wait. That one is Nollywood. Then Yellowstone, it's about a toxic father. So played by Kevin Costner. Is the Odoku of a state, Montana, in America. So, he's into agriculture, wildlife, and all that, many, so it's about family, love, and other things, trauma as well. So I recommend Yellowstone and The Wait, since all of us are traumatized in this part of the world.
So I want to start on this note. I don't know if you saw the viral clip some weeks ago. Was it some weeks ago? I think it was September or early October. Now I don't quite remember, but I know that it was making rounds on social media. And that was a short clip of some very old people playing high school girls or secondary school girls with the plaid uniform and whatnot, and the locks or is it braids packed into 2. And they were not speaking English, neither were they speaking Yoruba. They were speaking Korean language. And it attracted a lot of comments, and so many people had horrible things to say about it. So a closer look turns out that it's a series on YouTube, and it is a series about Korean love, those high school things, Gujumpyo, Boys Over Flower-ish. And in there, you have the likes of Chinedu Ikezie, that's Popo. You have Mr. Macaroni. Ikedieze, thank you.
She's just a serial killer. Just killing names. Just the kill name. Pa, 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 poo, 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 poo. We need to do series for you. You need to be in the next
At least
John
I've
Wick
not killed
installment.
your name.
You need to be in the next John Wick
I have not
installment.
killed your name, so
Because
that counts
it's
for
6
something.
letters. Because it's 6 letters. That's why.
Doesn't
We
mean
give you 7 letters. It don't finish.
no, it's not about the length. But moving on. So Mr. Macaroni, Olayode Juliana, Kem's Mama, that's the second, known as Momiwa, Kem's Mama, and so on. And that, so I had to take a trip to YouTube and check it out. And boy, it was a travesty. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. Did
Maybe
you
we
see
need to
it?
call that. Maybe we need
On
to call
social
that.
media, it's been doing the rounds.
I can't hear
And
you.
I said on social media, it has been doing the rounds. And I saw I think it's a 3 minute, 2 minute, well, I don't know. But within the first few seconds, I could tell that this is definitely not for Oris. And so, yeah, that was the end of that. I'm not interested in seeing travesties. I think my time is a little too valuable. I don't even know if I should praise that. I don't know, man. It's just let's just say it like this. It's not for me. I'll leave it at that. It's not for me.
Terrible.
It's definitely not going to be for me. Based on what you've described, nah. I'll probably just check it out maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and just to be sure that I've seen something about it. But for sure, this is not what we are looking for. I mean, remember Nama say Wahala now, all the other types of, should I say collaborations we've done with other film industries. There's one we're supposed to be doing in Ghana, I think, and sending Galabi, whoever. Let's hope that one turns out well. But Postcards wasn't too bad, the one we have on the red pill with Toby Bakri, Shola Shobowale, RMD.
Yeah,
So,
the same person produced Namaste Wahala, by the way.
Mhm.
yeah.
So maybe she had learned a lesson, if what you're saying is right.
Yeah, Postcards isn't that bad. Like, I mean, it's okay. It's
It
compared
was
to
bad, but not
Namase.
that bad, yeah.
Yeah, compared to Namase, it was an
It
improvement
was
for sure.
Wahala.
But yeah, it was Wahala. But if you can get RMD and all those people to play, definitely most people want to watch it just because of the cast, featured in it. So not bad. By the way, Oris, have you been able to see Farmer's Bride since we're talking about Toby Bakri?
Mamas. Oh,
Farmer's
no, man.
Bride.
I haven't even left my house in a week. So no, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You promised, Doris.
You didn't
Second
win Big Brother.
week in
This
a
one
row.
in the house.
You said?
I said, follow Win Big Brother now.
I don't follow him. Yeah, I want to hear what T-Pain is doing in terms of transportation. So I'm just like, please
Okay.
let me save my funds.
Abio.
We'll take a breather, and when we come back, we get started with talking about the AMA nominations. You're listening to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1. So
Yeah,
you
but
guys
actually,
officially now call him T-Pain. Mado.
very officially, did you see the article tweets from yesterday night or this morning? I can't remember now.
Yeah.
He also referred to him as T-Pain. So I'm like, okay, it's official, as you say.
First from Lagos, with daily flights to Dubai and beyond to over 140 destinations. Unwind in your
So, since we didn't get to talk with Daniel Oriahi, I want to assume that.
Oh yeah, so he said so. Actually, he's just not around. I finally got across to him, even that when we spoke yesterday, and he was like, he could have made it if he's around, but he's not in Nigeria at the moment.
And Zoom, there is such a thing called Zoom, but that's by the way. I
Oh,
saw.
if you had said that was a thing that would have been, I could have actually gotten him on Zoom.
No wahala. I saw that you guys had a conversation with him on Film Efiko.
Yeah, we did, yeah, indeed.
Well, that gives a little bit of insight, even though it's just superficial, but we can make do with that. So we talk about the AMA, and before then, To Love and to Protect makes official selection for London International Pan-African Film Festival.
What? What is that?
It's a movie.
You said London International what festival?
We're back. Welcome. You're listening to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1, and it's about movies, series, animations, and things in between that you can watch on your screen, either from the comfort of your home or you have to go to the cinemas. So we have talked about the K-drama that is definitely not Irabors and Oris's Copper. But if you are a
Yes.
fan of K-drama, I'll scratch that. If you're a fan of out of the box thinking, especially when Nollywood is trying to do a K-drama, then you might want to check it out on YouTube and come back.
You are their PR officer, Shion, at
You
this
said?
No,
moment. You are a
Sheol
PR
is
officer
what
for
is
those guys.
causing Nollywood do that to be like this. Oh,
I can't hear you.
Sheol, what are
Yes?
you saying? That the what? What did you say exactly?
I don't remember what I said. What did I say?
I think it sounded like you were trying to package it well.
Yes,
Package?
you are
I
doing
call
PR
something
for
a
those guys.
travesty. I don't
Uh-huh.
think travesty sounds like package because I
Mm.
checked it out and I felt countless brain cells falling out. But again, what is sauce for the
Yeah.
goose is sauce for the gander. So you can
But there's
try
some
it.
things that is not for anybody. Oh.
No, you'll be surprised. Actually, let me surprise you. I took a walk in the comment section and I saw a number of people lauding the idea and praising it. So that's one thing about life that I've come to
They're
terms with.
probably bots.
You would always have a target audience. You would always have
Mm.
people who love what it is that you do, who celebrate it. So,
Okay.
hey, who am
Fair
I?
enough.
The point is, for me, is I do not think those people are necessarily listeners of Film Focus. The end.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair enough. All right, let's put that to bed and talk about To Love and to Protect, or To Love and Protect, making official selection for London International Pan-African Film Festival. And that will be held on the 23rd of 2024. Any one of you know the movie? It's you have the beautiful couple, Linda and Ibrahim Suleiman in there.
What I would say, I mean, I don't know the film. I don't know those people though. Is this? I am a snob generally when it comes to so-called Pan-African festivals. I just don't take them seriously, frankly. Yeah, because they all seem, well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them seem to me to be this idea where everybody gets a trophy. It's like 10 students are leaving from the start line, and they reach the end. Somebody carries last, but I say, hey, come and take your 5th place trophy. No, you are last. You understand? So I think that a lot of them have that particular idea. And the only reason why anybody even takes them seriously is because they have the point of existing outside of Nigeria. You cannot get to the actual festivals that exist in these countries. In Canada, there's Toronto. In Germany, there is the Berlinale. In France, there is Cannes. You can't get there. You are like the 5th or 3rd or 10th rate director. You then show up at this Pan-African one where you now win this tiny ass trophy. Just like, frankly, I would rather
Language.
you said?
Language.
Okay. Anyway, so I would rather that you just waited until you do something great or stick to your home towns festival. But going abroad and then trying to make that look like this big thing, it's like, well, I guess for some people it's fine. For me though, I won't lie, I just can't take them seriously because I see some of these films too, and I'm like, okay, you are trying to get the prestige that comes with showing your film, winning an award or something, or win to an international festival outside of Nigeria. That's what you're trying to do. But the quality of the film I'm saying though doesn't actually deserve anything. But because it's something that is a 5th rate filmmaker arrangement, you get something, and then I'm supposed to take you seriously. I just can't. So anyway, that's my big rant about this festival. So the film might be good, I doubt it. But yes, generally, I have seen too many of them to ever really take them seriously. Then there's stuff that tries to, what's the word now? Piggyback on these big festivals, like the one in Toronto, for instance, where the name and the logo are very, very similar to the big festival there. And I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? But then again, I guess we are Nigerians, and whenever it is foreign, it means a lot. I'd rather everybody just come to our free, which is taking place, I don't know, in a few weeks in November. That's the one that's supposed to be for us, rather than this Pan-African
It's
stuff.
obvious you're displeased. Irabor, what's your take?
Oris, it seems we have done face off. We have switched. So you're Nicolas Cage this week. I was John Travolta last week. You're exerting all your frustrations. I could feel it in the way you just exhaled, like these people. Yes, this thing you mentioned, it's actually a pandemic where you have a popular, festival like Toronto or something, and you have the attachment of a name, like maybe they just add African or Nollywood or Nigerian, some sort of
Exactly.
TNIFF instead of TIFF, you understand? That kind of thing. Well, I guess those are the above versions of the festivals at the end of the day, And they said, they say that people who copy, they're just giving you homage to the original. So, but I feel like you mentioned, Afrif is something that people need to know more about, and it's going to be happening in November, like you rightly said. So we just need to detach from that mentality of, oh, if it is foreign, we should now, lord it over what we can actually do in our own, situation in Nigeria or even in Africa. There are other festivals now. Durban Festival is there, the Pan-African festivals. I understand your point totally, but the thing is, these people, I want to kind of see it from their own angle. They're looking for a badge or some sort of a badge to kind of promote or push themselves enough to
I get that.
leverage.
Fair.
Yeah, so they try to just, okay, this film went to this, or this film was selected for this. And those festivals too, they're not big enough to actually, command the type of films that I feel they may want to have on their docket. But, at the end of the day, film na film, so we still have other little, festivals, even in Lagos too. They just did one recently, Film Rats Festival as well, and one of the movies, Yahoo
I actually like
was screened there.
I like the Film Rats boys. I think that they are creating something that is, I guess, more indie, over here. I like them. And I like the way they think. So that's the other thing, right? It's like if you are going to be this festival that's not one of the big ones that can't attract the big filmmakers, at least be something. Let us know what exactly you are, but don't be giving inferior stuff. Believe me, because I'm members of all of these Nollywood groups. I have seen filmmakers whose only who I don't know who expect people to stand up. Anyway, people do praise them for that, for winning something. I'm like, I've seen the film. It's not a good film, but it has an award. Why does it have an award? Because it has gone to one, I don't know, Kurukere festival outside of Nigeria.
Yes, we have to call it out.
I am sorry, man, but no, I would insist
Yeah.
on not telling you congratulations on this thing that you've done, because I do not believe that your film is worthy, and this festival itself is not even worthy. Okay, enough. Anyway, but
especially
yes,
having that title, of award-winning.
Exactly. That's the entire idea.
On your bio, award-winning. Go and sit down, I beg.
Please celebrate every win. Any award is
No,
an
we're not
award.
celebrating every win. No,
I'm not
Create your own award.
I cannot.
No.
I cannot celebrate
Create
every
your
win.
own
No, we're not in
award.
America with the democratic system.
I've won my own award, please. I've won my own. Sure, I won my own. 2015. 2015,
What award?
Afrima, Entertainment Journalist of the Year. 2015.
Create your own
About
award.
10 years ago.
You see the platform,
Celebrate
Afrima.
yourself.
It's Afrima. So let's not. That's the. I was the only non-musician that won an award. So let's not. So Sheon just.
No,
yes, I have won my award. Thank you very much.
Oris, shalaye. Sometimes people need to know shalaye.
Maybe yeah, they do. You're right, because I had. Sheon will be taking shots. Shots at me.
Shots.
I have done stuff in this life.
Why would she take shots when she's murdering people's surnames?
I did not even murder anyone, sir, but it's okay. I'm not going to try and shalaye that this morning. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, you're listening to Film Focus on Smooth 98.1. We talk about movies, review them, and of course, you can already tell that my analysts give their blunt takes on some of the updates, as well as the happenings in Nollywood, Hollywood, and other movie industries. Now, you can join the conversation by sending your thought, your contribution, your agreement or disagreement on WhatsApp. That will be 0809 444 0981. Again, the WhatsApp line is 0809 444 0981. While the call line is 0201 448 9981. Again, 0201 448 9981. Mayowa says, if not to yab person, Irabor will not go offline. Of course. That's when his network is stable. You will see him at the forefront. His audio will be clear. All right, let's move on to this groundbreaking innovation by Nile Media. And they are saying it's now possible for you to pre-order your tickets before you even have the movie at the cinemas. And they made this announcement on their social media page and said, this innovation has a potential to grow admissions, increase sales, and further boost the nation's economy. The time to push boundaries, set trends, redefine and transform media entertainment is now, and we are at the forefront of this. It is indeed a big win for us to launch a groundbreaking innovation for the Nollywood industry. Pre-selling for upcoming films is now a reality, eliminating the need to wait for showtime before getting tickets. And they will be doing this with the highly anticipated Part 3 of Wives on Strike, The Uprising, and that will be out at the cinemas on the 18th of October. Oris, what's your take?
Oh, I think these guys, I mean, they're the new kids on the block for distribution of films. Now, cinemas. I am impressed. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm super impressed because I think the cinema business worldwide and even here, they need something that, I don't know, I guess, puts them in conversation, that makes them compete somewhat with the guys who are killing it right now on streaming. So if this is what it takes, then then good then. I just wonder if it's a groundbreaking thing though, because I think this thing exists somewhere else. It's just something that's coming to Nigeria, I guess, maybe for the first time.
It's in the context
But
of
I'll be
Nigeria.
surprised. Yeah, so because I'll be surprised if South Africa doesn't have something of this nature already. But yeah, I mean, I hope it works out well. And apparently, Omolini Oboli's film Wives on Strike is supposed to be the first film you can pre-order on the platform. So I guess maybe the next few months they will see how people respond to it and maybe keep it or not. I'll be looking forward to trying it myself one of these days. So fingers crossed on that one.
Irabor?
Oh yes, I respect the people behind Nile. I mean, they're part of the people who give us this new Nollywood that we are enjoying at the moment. So, for whatever reason, they broke away from Film One, and they are here now with Nile. So I've seen the people behind it. I guess we're going to be open to such ideas. Like you mentioned, I don't think it's groundbreaking, but I mean, they always have to sell it. There has to be this pomp and pizzazz around their delivery of news. So it's accepted because even you see the traces that they left in Film On when they'll say biggest Nollywood this, biggest. So it's all good. It's promo, it's PR. Yeah. So let's see how it works. I just really am very wary about anything tech in Nigeria because I don't know. We're not there yet. But again, how would we get there if we don't keep trying? So welcome development. Let's see how it goes. And the movie, I'm really looking forward to it because it's their first, entering into the space at the moment with Omoni Oboli, which is a decent, selection at the moment. So let's see what they do eventually. I look forward to their productions for sure because Filmon's first production for Adire wasn't it at all. The second one, Farmer's Bride, which makes a lot of sense. I give it, one of my recommendations for movie of the year this year. So let's see I'm loving the competition. If you see what's going on with Funke and Tony Abraham now, with their promos and everything, that's what I love. That's what I want to see. I want to see in Nollywood where every week or every major period where we know that certain movies or certain people are going to be releasing movies, we have like 5 people that are going to be releasing movies at that same time. Let's see how they can compete. Let's see the numbers. And we did that last year as well as 2 years ago. So let's see.
All right, now let's talk about the award nomination. The should I say groundbreaking? Actually, yes, record-setting, because this time, the first time we would have 16 nominations, and that was done by Daniel Orai's Weekend. But first, let me take this call and let me see what this person has to say. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Anybody there?
Anybody home?
Hello. Nobody apparently.
I think
and if it's the network, please call back. Yeah, what?
I think that's what we need to do more. Like we need to really open up the phone lines on the show.
Okay. All right. So let me take this message from.
Yeah, enter.
Irabor, you were not.
Are you a conductor part-time?
I'm on set, more than no verse.
Okay. So Great innovation. I get the idea, but why will anyone who hasn't seen the trailer of a film or final trailer buy tickets? Or maybe I'm overthinking it. People like Funke Akindele would benefit from that big time, though, because she already has the brand.
Yeah, but the same thing too. That's of course why I think they are going for somebody like Omoni Oboli. Not only is she famous, but the project itself is the third part technically in a franchise. You understand? So it means that they are hedging their bets by at least, saying, oh, this is a franchise people are familiar with. This is a filmmaker people are familiar with. The trailer is also out as well. And then you have this. So in a way, it's an innovation, but they have attempted to make the shock not too much by going with something that viewers are familiar with. The filmmaker is familiar, the film itself, the franchise is familiar as well. So if this was, I don't know, an unknown person, then of course I think it would valid criticism. But I think it's still valid in a way. But generally speaking, people who like Omoni, she has I think about 4 million followers on her Instagram. That already means that a certain number of people will see what she is selling. So it's smart from now actually to go with somebody who is familiar. So if you say Funke will benefit from something like this, you can be sure that Omoni too would. She's not an Oris, so people do know her.
I like the deed you took at yourself, but interesting. Okay, so looks like Mayowa is hot on Irabor's heels this morning, and he said, ha 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 ha. Irabor, the shadow passengers. Hope they entered with their change.
It's good though. We have to diversify our portfolio.
All right,
We have
let's
to
talk
make
about
money.
the AMA nominations. And we have 16 nominations coming in for Daniel Loreahi. And that includes Best Film, Best Director, Achievement in Cinematography, and the likes. And second in position in terms of the nomination is South Africa with the Queenstown Kings, 15 nominations that got. I'm trying to remember the movie. Afame Funa got just 2 nominations. I don't know why I expected
Was it 2 or 1 even?
2. It got 2. I thought I somehow I expected like 5.
I suspect Afenifina got 1 actually, because the second one was a mistake, I think. If what you're saying is right, it's the one with supporting actor. And so they had Ikechukwu for Afame Funa. But Ikechukwu was not an Afame Funa. So I had to ask, because of course I know some of the people who do so I had to ask, like, wait, this guy wasn't in this film. And then they were like, oh, it was a typo. They actually meant Ikechukwu in This Is Lagos, which is another film that got, I think, 10 or 11 nominations. So if it's a family, I think it's actually just one real nomination, if I'm correct. But whatever the case is, though.
Right.
You said I'm right, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
So it was just 1. So of course, there are people who will not be happy about it because they feel like it deserved more. But you must remember that it's Ama, it's not Aman, or I don't know, Mma, because the A means Africa.
It's not Panama. It's not Pan-African Ama.
It's Africa.
Benjamin.
It is not Nigeria.
It's
So
not
we cannot get
Asaba.
we cannot get all the nominations possible. The second one, of course, is an African film from Jamil Kubeka, who I really like, but I think he's been failing over the past few films he's made. But I really, really like him. His first film, Of Good Report, in 2013 was, in my own view, like a masterpiece. But he hasn't done stuff as great in my own view since then. But for Daniel, of course, this is big, chunky news. I'm sure they are quite excited. And you must remember again that this is a film that went to Tribeca earlier this year. So it's been getting quite a bit of buzz. My own thing with a film like with the film is that it didn't do too well. If you'd seen the interview I had with him, it didn't do too well at the Nigerian box office, which is always a thing, right? Whenever a film does excellently well to travel out of Nigeria, it looks to me like it never really does well in Nigeria. Of course, I think we've discussed this before, whatever the reasons are for that happening. But the fact of the matter is that it looks like, yes, if you do a film that the international community accepts, it's almost always the case. I think Eyimufe, Mami Water, now The Weekend, none of them has cracked anything significant in terms of the box office in Nigeria. So that's a thing I hope changes at some point. But speaking about AMA itself, I'm quite happy about the nominations this year. I remember last year I was super displeased about some of the nominations. And if you look at the two big awards we have, AMA and AMVCA, you will see that there's a huge difference in the films that were nominated. It looks to me like AMVCA has gone for the more commercially viable films, and AMA, on the other hand, has gone for the more critically acclaimed ones, which I've always felt should be the way it should be, at least, at least for AMA. But last year, I think AMA was very, very commercial, and I'm like, these are not really good films. Why are you nominating them? But it looks like this year something has changed, and they've righted that course. Yeah.
About the thing you mentioned, movies going to festivals or international, not doing well on the home front. I think you mentioned it already, because you have to look at the people who bring in the money in terms of the tickets, the taste bud of these people, what they would like to watch, the storyline and things like that. You cannot separate it. So if you have a typical Daniel Orai who's more interested in psychological thrillers and so on, you already can somehow, we talked about how the number, I think we discussed the 80 million naira it did in the opening weekend, how it was
8 million. I don't think it was 18. Was it 18 or 8?
I thought it was 18.
Oh,
I think it was 18 or so.
Murder, she wrote. Murder, she wrote.
The kind of storyline that the people who will typically troop into the cinemas to watch, if you compare it with the ones that Daniel Orai, people who generally make it to this international film festival. And I think he mentioned it in your chat with him on Film Ethical, how, the people who watch it, but generally they have to keep making these kind of movies for the people to grow up or maybe acquire the taste, and then we can have more in terms of ticket sales. Irabor?
Yeah, something else he said in that interview, which I thought was quite important, is he said that the elites, people who you would normally think would get the kinds of films that people like him have produced, they are not particularly interested in watching Nollywood films at the cinemas. And I think that's where the big thing is. I think that's where the major issue is. I'm sure that there are more than 2 million people like me and Irabor in this country. The problem is that we have been discouraged several times by some of the inferior products that we've gotten at the cinemas, that now it feels like, why should we now go spend your money and go and be disappointed? So I think that's a huge problem. So there are people who would appreciate these movies in a decent amount of, to produce enough revenue. But we would rather say, you know what, let us just show back. Let us just stay back in our houses and watch stuff that comes on the apps rather than go to the cinemas. Because I think for like more than 20 years, we have been consistently disappointed by what we get at the cinemas. So that's a huge problem that they have to figure out how to solve. They haven't yet.
I was hoping you would have asked him in that conversation if The Weeknd is going to make it to a streaming platform for it to have left the cinemas pretty early.
But if you so that's, we didn't ask that, but you see that he actually answered it in a way. He's saying that right now what they are looking for isn't that. What they're looking for is international placements. Now, if it's on the apps, it means that you can't get that, because every cinema, if you're a cinema in the US, you want to have like this big premiere of an African film. If it's already in the apps, who really wants to show up to watch the stuff at the cinemas? So that's what they're looking for. So maybe one day it would show up at the apps, but for now, they want like to get distribution across the world before it shows up there. So he did. So he kind of addressed it actually.
All right, Irabor, do you want to say something?
Oh, yeah, certainly. If you look at Trino, all the movies they've done, I think they've done a bit of comedy. They have certain people they feature consistently. But I would say something that has been consistent in terms of why their movies don't really do well, at the box office. It's promotion. They don't promote their films.
I agree. Yes.
Properly. They don't promote their films properly. If they can put the same amount of energy, and the reason I'm even criticizing them from this standpoint is because I know that they have the resources to do it. So if they didn't have it, I would understand completely. So they need to use the same energy that they're trying to get international acclaim to also do promo locally, because you still have to back it up with your numbers. The fact that it's going to come to, blue pill or red pill, that one is inevitable. Like, it will eventually come there. In fact, maybe quickly or quicker than we expect. But the international distribution that they're looking for at the end of the day, I really wonder how that distribution will play out. I mean, where else would people go and watch certain things if it's not streaming or TV. That's about it, really. I mean, or you do international cinema and keep it that way. But again, they need to focus on their promotions. Even when they're doing their international waka too, there's a bit of I don't know, there's just a disconnect somewhat. Yes, it's good that the news comes out that you're going to Leeds, you're going to this, you're going to that. It's great. Like, I'm all for it. Please don't even get me wrong. I'll always advise people who are even looking to enter the industry to go the festival route or go the YouTube route before they even go to TV or cinema and everything. But at the end of the day, I think Trino needs to sit down and put some things in place to promote so that people can know them locally as well, because they do local stories, not just only psychological thrillers like The Weeknd or Sylvia or any of the other ones they've done. So they need to really, really promote. But again, we're just giving our opinion, so we'll see what they do.
On a final note about box office, the Joker. It looks like a number of people said a joke was made out of the Joker, and the A that they gave Joker is for abysmal. Has any of you seen the reviews?
Wow, that bad?
It was that bad.
Yeah, I've seen some of the reviews, but I mean, I remember very, very clearly that the first Joker also had terrible reviews, although that was from a more ideological point of view. They were kind of thinking that it would start some kind of riot, which was ridiculous at the time. But because of that, many people gave it a negative review. I personally think it's an excellent film. I think that film is probably one of the best I've seen over the past 10 years. It's such a great film in my eyes. But I haven't seen this one. But I noticed that the reviews that have been bad this time are not taking it from an ideological point of view. They are saying it's just a boring, boring film. And so in a way, that makes me feel like, okay, I would believe them now than I believed than earlier, than for the first installment. So I haven't seen it, but I would definitely see, just because, of course, Joaquin Phoenix, and I'm a big fan of Joaquin Phoenix. But yeah, I think they are right, sadly. Let me see it, Sha. Let me see it.
In terms of the numbers, on a budget of 200 million, it's gotten in only 120 million.
But that's not bad. I'm suspecting that if they take international, I'm sure it would break even, maybe. Yeah, I think it will break even.
They try. I mean, I think you were going to say something like 15 or
like 2 million, like the Francis Ford Coppola film Megalopolis that did 120 million and has only gotten 4 million.
200 million is Marvel cinema box office. I mean,
but it's DC now.
It's their budget. It's their budget. It's DC budget. So.
Okay, on WhatsApp, Oluwaseun says the reviews have been brutal, really brutal. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, there was one thing I was going to mention last week, and I don't know if any of you saw it then, when I told you we put in there that there is a certain AI company that is going to give filmmakers up to $1 million if they can use artificial intelligence to make their own movies. I think it was 2 weeks ago when I sent it to you. Did you check it out?
So who? Definitely not me.
It was you, I'm certain. Yeah,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have no idea.
My initials is AI, friend. Funny enough. Who
is it AI?
It's
Ayodeji Irabor.
Interesting. Anyways, so it's
that should be my new nickname. AI. That should be my name. Nice.
Irabor is enough. Thank you very much. This is not an epiphany show.
But beyond the $1 million or $5,000 they're going to give to people, I think it's just highlighting the fears of a number of people, especially in the creative industry, about how AI is coming for your jobs and whatnot. But really, what do you think?
Well, I mean, just as Bill Gates is giving us GMO seeds and everything, infiltration is happening. So, yes, he is. It's in the news. I'm not saying anything hearsay. It is in the news. Yes. So, I'm sure a lot of people, I'm drawing a parallel. A lot of people will die for it because everybody, it is hunger, it is hustle, it is everything. So everybody will go for it. It is money. I will make the film. You want me to put AI, Abi? No problem. I'll bring Ayodeji Irabor inside itself if you need me to. So we'll see.
Oris?
Me, I'm not a big fan of these things, man. I really like human creativity. But if it's something that would amplify rather than replace, then I'm all for it.
Well, it looks like this thing has come to stay, and we just have to look for a way around it and look for a way to retain it. Irabor, what do you want to say again?
No, I'm saying it's just like, phones in camera phones now, so I mean, camera and phones, I mean, whatever. My point is, we just have to adapt. But like Oris said, as long as it's to amplify and not replace, for sure. But it is what it is, except governments and people put their foot down and stop certain things like the way some countries are doing. It's only going to happen, and you just have to take it the way we are taking for price increase.
You should always find a way to bring these things in, Irabor. Wow.
Yes,
Wait,
it's
but
affecting.
things don't
It's
happen in a
affecting.
vacuum. They
Before
happen
you know
in
it
the
again.
country we are in. So yeah.
Yes, before
Wait,
you know it
speaking
now,
of,
you now hear that.
Irabor, do you think somebody is going to try to make a film? Somebody should definitely make a film on this subject, right?
Yes,
What
On this
subject?
idea
easily.
of, you said on the whole fuel pricing on the past few years.
I'm
I think
sure.
the problem is we
I'm
don't have
sure.
enough. Sorry, Sean, we don't have enough political cinema, even at a time where I feel like we need it the most. So that would be good to
Rotimi
take from
Amechi
Hollywood.
now, if they go and meet him now, if they meet Rotimi Amechi to go and sponsor a film, now he will not sponsor, but he will say that he doesn't understand why Nigerians are quiet about what's going on.
Thank you, gentlemen. We can now have your recommendation, final recommendation for today.
Well, see Joker, see the second Joker, please.
You've not even seen it.
I haven't seen it, but like I said, I'm a big fan of Joaquin Phoenix, and I like Todd. What's his name? Todd Phillips, the director as well. So see it, and if you need to rant, sure, call us next week and rant about it. What else? I always like to give a Nigerian suggestion. So yes, Farmer's Bride is still in the cinema. So yeah, I think people should try to see that as well. I'll try to see it. Please God, get me out of this house. I'll try to see it myself next week, but no promises. But I'll do my best to see it.
Your boy is gone. I'm not sure what happened to his network.
You know, he's a conductor now, so he's going to load passengers.
Now I wish he was here to hear this, but he can always watch on YouTube. Thank you, Oris, for your time as always. We appreciate you.
Right.
And thank you to everyone who's been listening. Thank you for your messages, as well as a call that was almost like a prank call or whatever network did. Next week, we'll go again from 11 right here on Smooth 98.1. You know, it's a Friday, a feel-good Friday, a golden oldies Friday. And that means we'll be throwing it all the way back on the Casbah for 4 hours from 12 till 4 p.m. My name is Oluwaseun.
So you see the way you call your name. Everybody remembers that. You should apply the same formula to when you're calling those phone numbers.
But that's what I have been doing.
I'm just reminding you again, Sha, because yes, it gives me joy to taunt you. Anyway, are you at the?
What did I ever do to you guys?
Here we go. Are you at the studio for a while, for quite a bit today?
12 to 4, yep.